Hello everyone, this is Gen Z Talks, bringing you another video here. Today I'll be reacting to and debunking Donald Trump ads for this year, of course. And let's start with the first one. This is called Radical Extreme Left, August 18th, 2020, not too long ago. I'll be playing the video and pausing and reacting and debunking the talking points. Here we go.
Joe Biden says,
if you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
That means middle-class families, small businesses, and seniors pay higher taxes.
Misleading, since Joe Biden does not want to raise taxes on the middle class, small businesses, seniors. He in fact just wants to raise taxes on wealthy people and the corporations. That's all he wants. So that's 1 point debunked.
It's the biggest tax increase.
Biggest tax increase in history? No. Because I can find you Dwight Eisenhower, a Republican, who made rich people pay higher taxes than what Joe Biden even wants. I mean, the top tax rate used to be above 70% before Ronald Reagan took over, and now the top tax rate is between 30 to 50%. So no, this is not a big tax increase at all. And you have to realize some of these taxes are going for healthcare, education, job training, environment. Like, there are many good things. So no, not really.
In history.
Citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
That means 11 million illegal immigrants competing for American jobs, eligible for free healthcare, Social Security, and...
Okay, I don't see what's wrong with that, because, I mean, who cares? They're just people just trying to make a living here. Even Republican Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush were pretty much pro-amnesty and pro-illegal immigration. It's just now, due to changing demographics, as the Republican Party now, well, actually since the late 2000s, due to changing demographics, they've become more anti-immigrant, not just anti-illegal immigrant, because you have to realize some of Trump's policies are very anti-H-1B visa and very anti-international students coming in. I'll make another video on that later, but eligible for free healthcare, Social Security, and Medicare. I mean, if anyone with a visa or if any illegal were to go to a European country and they needed healthcare, they get it. So, I mean, it's universal healthcare, so it's very, very misleading. Social Security, you need to be a certain age to get it, and same with Medicare. So the free healthcare part, again, it's just universal healthcare. There's no difference. And I've already made a video a few months ago about how universal healthcare works, so that's a debunking point for that.
And Medicare. America can't afford Joe Biden. Joe Biden has embraced the policies of the radical left. Trillions in new taxes, crushing middle class.
Okay, that's the same point as before, but no, those taxes will not be going to middle class earners. It's actually going to just go to the wealthiest 1%.
Families.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
Amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Okay, this is just race baiting now. Come on now. Again, I've just proved the point. Not to mention, illegal immigrants commit fewer crimes than natural-born citizens, so that's kind of debunked.
Citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
Reducing police funding.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, they didn't even show a clip of him reacting to the question, so it could be yes from anything, but even if he is for reduced police funding, yeah, I mean, most big cities have really high police budgets, so you can just move that money towards education or, like, rehabilitation. So technically, that is a good idea.
Absolutely.
The radical left has taken over Joe Biden.
Makes no sense, because, I mean, he's not asking for super high taxes like AOC or Bernie. He's asking for just a little bit higher tax for the rich folks, less loopholes, higher minimum wage, a public option healthcare, not a Medicare for all type system, but a public option healthcare. Yeah, I mean, the immigration policy, I guess, but Bernie is really anti-open borders, and this is really, it's kind of race baity at the same time, because you put two people of color over here with this weird background.
And the Democratic Party. Don't let them take over America.
Okay, not to mention, what's considered radical left in America would be considered center-left or even center in many European countries and Canada. So that's how far-right American politics is, so nah.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Okay, that's the first ad debunked. Now let's go to the next ad. Don't let them ruin America. The radical leftist mob. What, you mean the majority of the people who voted for Democrats? Okay.
Direct their force at peaceful protesters.
The vast majority of the protests have been peaceful.
Okay, that is true. The mass majority have been peaceful. In fact, even all the Democrats have condemned the looting and the rioting and stuff like that. We're all for peaceful protesting. The reason why things got out of hand is because the police were shooting rubber bullets incorrectly. You see, rubber bullets are supposed to be shot at the ground, which then, at the angle shot at, will then hit the protester. Instead, they're being shot at the face, which is again a war crime. Not to mention they're using a lot of tear gas, and there's many videos online showing peaceful protesters being attacked. And even for Trump's infamous photo op, peaceful protesters were maced and brutalized just so Trump could get a photo op. So yeah, the majority of them are peaceful protesters. It just becomes violent when police are like being very harsh and shooting rubber bullets and throwing tear gas. Like, dude, none of us actually. I mean, yeah, maybe some people on the far left, but the majority of the Democrats, which is essentially a center-left, center-right party, more towards the center-right though, they condemned the riots and the looting.
And they're going and just pulling people off the street to make it seem like there are problems going on when all that's happening are peaceful protests.
And our peaceful protesters' ability to get out at night.
Most of these protests have been peaceful.
I applaud these protesters.
The majority of these protesters are peaceful. They have been peaceful for weeks.
It has continued, for the most part, peaceful.
Yeah, for the most part. You're cherry-picking a few here and there to fit an agenda. Which, again, I've already proved why there's looting and rioting. Does it make it right? No, but the reason why they're happening is because of the rubber bullets being shot and the police brutality that still happens in a peaceful protest.
Well, we had a number of peaceful protests.
Democrats have ruined their cities. Don't let them destroy America. Okay, first of all, their cities. Dude, these are American cities. So what if they're run by Democrats? It just happens to be that big cities tend to be diverse, and diverse means more Democrats because you tend to be more progressive because you tend to talk to people who are of different ethnicity, race, class, all that. So you tend to be more open-minded. Dude, this ad is just targeting suburbanites and rural folks. This is just... Yeah, that one was not that good. The ad was just not it. Now let's go find another one. Well, let's go find one. Order. This is from 1 year ago, though. This one right here.
After the steel mills fell, it just all crumbled. I'm third generation. I've worked at a steel mill for a year and a half. And now the steel mill ain't even there.
This is just the way of the world. China is an economic rival to the United States. It does export, it does manufacture, and yes, it takes American jobs.
We want to see China rise. China...
Okay. What does that have to do with anything? You don't want a country to fail like that. That's pretty messed up, but... Again, I do not know the context of that one.
Is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. I mean, they're not bad folks.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're just being decent folks.
I believe then, and I'm even more convinced now, that a rising China is an incredibly positive development. China has made remarkable strides.
ABC News investigation this morning into Joe Biden's son Hunter and questions about money he made from foreign business dealings while his father was vice president.
And did Joe Biden allow it? We're talking about millions of dollars in at least 2 countries.
Did you talk about China or your deal with China?
No.
A 12-hour flight over?
No, of course not.
That never came up?
No.
Less than 2 weeks after that trip, BHR Partners was launched, a private equity firm funded in part by Chinese banks.
He has come forward and said it was a mistake on his part to be on the board. My son's business dealings were not anything with everybody that he's talking about.
What's your understanding of what your son was doing for an extraordinary amount of money?
I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board.
Hunter Biden holds an equity stake in a company that's taken over $1.5 billion in loans from the Chinese government. This is obviously an issue.
What they said is China would prefer Joe Biden.
China and Iran. China and Iran.
China and Iran want to see Donald Trump's defeat, and they're looking for ways to make that happen.
China's a great nation, and we should hope for the continued expansion. Growth of China is overwhelmingly in our interest. And there's much more to come.
And now the steel mill ain't even there.
Okay, this was very misleading. I mean, yeah, you could trash Biden on many things, but when you show that Iran and China are pro-Biden, it's very misleading because you leave out the fact that Saudi Arabia and Russia are very pro-Trump and if in fact meddled in our elections. So I don't know about that one, Chief. A lot of these ads are just failing. They're not that good. Like, nah.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
My administration will take all necessary steps to safeguard our citizens from this threat.
Hysterical xenophobia.
Be giving Americans a false sense.
Is it accurate that if these steps had not been put in place, it could have been 2 billion people dead here in the United States?
Yeah, because this guy didn't really care about the COVID until it was too late. I mean, he fired his response team. I've already proved that in another video, so...
States?
Yes. No matter how hard they try to stop us, they can't.
We built the greatest economy the world has...
The greatest economy. Again, I've made a video on that previously. The economy was just handed from Obama to Trump, and then Trump blew it.
...ever seen, and we're going to do it again.
Together we're beating back the invisible enemy.
What the federal government did was a phenomenal accomplishment.
Through it all, the world has witnessed the unyielding resolve of our incredible American people.
Promise made, promise kept.
What?
And I'm fighting for you, and I love doing it with everything that I have. And you know that. With the grace of God, we will win this war, and we will win this war.
War? What war? You're not even...
Quickly. And we will make America great again.
If you're still using that slogan, that means you done messed up. Bruh, this was just bad. Let's go and do another one. What's it good? Criminal justice, abolish, all this.
You have reached the 911 police emergency line. Due to defunding of the police department, we're sorry, but no one is here to take your call. If you're calling to report a rape, please press 1. To report a murder, press 2. To report a home invasion, press 3. For all other crimes, leave your name and number, and someone will get back to you. Our estimated wait time is currently 5 days.
Oh my god, this is the stupidest ad. Are you kidding me? What? Defunding the... What do you think? We don't mean abolish the police, but they're making it sound like abolishing, or the fact that they make it sound like we take abolish and or take 90% of the police. No, we're just taking some of the funding and moving it towards healthcare or rehabilitation, because that's gonna also reduce the amount of police stops. Because rehabilitation, you're not gonna get a person who's drunk. You don't have to taser them and like brutalize them. Nah. You put them into rehab. You don't put them in prisons. And healthcare is the same exact thing. Mental health, etc. That's what we mean by defund the police. But Biden's not really into defunding per se. Just taking like a little bit. Not like leftists, like people my age, leftists, they want to defund at least 50%. This guy just wants tiny amounts. Like, this is really misleading. Nah, dude, this is not it. What's another one? Collusion hoax. Biden, abolish the police. Years. The Democrat Party does not stand for. Okay. Make America. Oh, that's 1 year ago. Boat parades. Keep it up. There we go. This is
Seattle's pledge to defund its police department by 50%, even including a proposal to remove 911 dispatchers from police control.
Okay, that is the dumbest thing, and it's so misleading. Oh my god.
Joe Biden said he's absolutely on board with defunding the police. Listen closely.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, you've reached 911. I'm sorry that there is no one here to answer your emergency call, but leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon.
You won't. Oh my god, not again. Okay, first of all, the police are very inefficient. Because what are they going to do? Show up 15 minutes late? This is why many people are pro-Second Amendment. It's because if there is a robbery, you have gun, you go shoot the robber. The police aren't going to show up immediately. And defunding, again, I've already debunked this point. This is just fear mongering to get old people and suburbanites and ruralites to vote for him. Because for surely you're not going to get the urban vote. Let's go to another ad. Obama knew Joe Biden's policies go. What the heck?
On far-left policies, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and AOC are perfectly synchronized. Raising taxes on working families? Yes!
Okay, that's misleading. Again, I've already stated, but this is just a very weird...
Amnesty for 11 million illegal aliens, letting them compete for American jobs.
I don't see what's wrong with that, but...
You bet! Eliminating cash bail.
Yeah, because cash bail disproportionately hurts the poor and minorities.
Criminals back out on the street. Perfect again. Biden's policies go swimmingly with the far left. Just don't go swimming with Biden alone. Joe Biden, perfect for the left, very wrong for America.
Yeah, that looks like it was made by a 12-year-old. To be totally honest with you. That was not a good ad. Let's go find another one. Watch trigger. Just one more ad I'm going to find and then we're done. The Democrat Party.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
Okay, yeah, I have to admit that was pretty bad. But the thing that he meant is the sense that, one, African Americans, there aren't that many types. There's Haitian, Dominican, regular African American, or just African immigrants. You know, Hispanics, there's a lot of mixed Hispanics, Spanish, Guatemalan, Venezuelan, there's like a lot of that. So, I mean, yes, I agree that that's a really bad wording and a really bad statement in general. And diversity of thought, I mean, technically that is, that he didn't talk about that, but in the sense that, yeah, black Americans disproportionately vote Democrat, 90%. Hispanics vote 60 to 70%. It's kind of true, but, I mean, I honestly disagree with Biden on this one. That was a pretty bad take, but very good at making, see, I'm not racist. Oh my god. The squad is going to be pretty fun. Neil. There we go.
Antifa is destroying our community.
Oh my god. Okay. Antifa's not destroying your communities. Those... Oh my god. Antifa has killed 0 people, by the way. I'm going to be totally honest with you. According to a recent study, Antifa has killed 0 people. Right-wingers have killed more people, and white nationalists have killed more people, and then left-wing Antifa. Antifa has killed 0 people, and second of all, that's not Antifa destroying your communities. Those are rioters. That's a totally different thing.
Communities, rioting, looting. Yet Joe Biden kneels down, and his staff sends money.
Shut the hell up. Okay, he's kneeling as a sign of respect, because technically speaking, even people in the military kneel at the cross for respect. So technically, there's nothing wrong. Also, BLM kneeling makes sense.
For bail.
Pay bail. I mean, bail, I told you already.
And Biden fails to stand up to the radical leftists fighting to defund and abolish the police.
Oh my god. Yeah, my brain's gonna melt after looking at these ads. Defunding, I've already talked about it. Abolishing, that makes no sense.
With Biden kneeling to the left, we'd have chaos in the streets. President Trump is standing up for us, keeping our communities safe, protecting minority-owned businesses, and always standing for our flag.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The tokenization in this is just really bad.